So this time of year, a lot of us really focus on trying to create more speed for next golf season. And as you can see, I'm holding 3 different ways of training more speed. So we've got the stack system, we've got the super speed, and we've got the Mach 3. And as we can see, they're pretty similar, except the ends of each device is a little bit different. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about how most people actually create more speed than they get to the ball. And we're gonna talk about how we can make your release much faster so you can get more speed to the ball. So when it comes to speed creation, you've probably all heard that there's 2 types of speed training that are available to most golfers. We can do over speed training to where we make things really light and get it super whippy and kind of work on creating more of what's considered to be that fast twitch muscle fiber. Or we can do what's called overload training. And that's where we actually make this much heavier, and now all of a sudden it's much harder to release this through impact, and that's another way that we can work on developing speed. And not everybody creates speed equally, and some people may need more overload or overspeed training depending on how they deliver the club. But that's what we're really going to look at in this video, because at the end of the day, it's not about how fast we can make the handle go or our hands go. It's about how fast we can make the end of the stick go, or the club head, because that's what we're actually trying to accelerate throughout the golf swing. And that's something that a lot of people tend to struggle with. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about how we can get this moving much faster through creating a more neutral release, and where we're able to keep the face from wanting to shut. So make sure to stay tuned, because you're not gonna wanna miss how we can add some serious speed and get that golf ball to fly a little straighter at the same time. So when it comes to making speed within the golf swing, there's a lot of concepts out there that really don't tie in well with creating speed. And one of those ideas that really has been beaten to death, especially back in the 90s and the early 2000s, was this idea of lag. And yes, lag is a real thing, but I think most people have taken the concept of lag and just really blown it out of the water. And what I'm saying here is that a lot of people, when they're bringing the golf club down, they're trying to maintain those wrist angles and kind of delay the golf club head and create that lag between the hands and the golf club. But if we think about this, how do I ever hit the golf ball very hard if I never release the club? So we're not really letting the club head move on its own and allowing it to create speed. We're simply moving the club head the same speed as the hands, and that's going to be a recipe for an open face and really getting a lot of contact and strike point in the heel, because the shoulder's not able to release and relax and orientate the face back to the ball. So we don't want to squeeze and lock out and create this lag, because quite simply, that's not a good way to create speed at all. So what we actually want to do is we want to learn how to let the club head add some speed to the swing. So a way you can kind of think about this is that this club head is actually creating a circle around my hand. So when I take the club back, as I come down and as I release this club, you can see how the club head is making a circle around my hands. And that's really what creates a lot of speed for the golfer, is getting that club head to come around the hands. And now I'm able to throw the break with my vertical force and line that up to the ball. And that works really well. So we want to make sure that when we're creating speed, we're actually letting the club head move. Because remember, this is what needs to go fast, this end here. The faster this end is going at the ball, the harder the club head's going to have catching up. So once again, the idea of creating this lag situation generally not only doesn't create speed, but also makes it tough to orientate the face. However, if I release and make the circle around my hands, it's much easier to line that up to low point and create optimal scenario for not only delivering a square face relative to my path, but also being able to take advantage of the ground and use those ground reaction forces. So maybe you've been classified as a flipper before, and I think a lot of people that struggle creating speed generally are very afraid of shutting the face relative to the path and hitting the rope hook to the left. And that's why a lot of people tend to struggle using their body well in the golf swing, because instead of using their body to create speed, they're using their body to try to open the face due to the fact that they are losing the appropriate wrist angle. So there's a difference between creating lag and releasing the golf club, just like there's a difference between releasing the golf club and throwing the golf club. And I think a lot of people really struggle in understanding that. So we're going to use a really simple drill to help you really simplify your release pattern. So when it comes to releasing this golf club, what we want to think about here is we want to get the golf club into a position to where I actually can shallow it in the downswing. So I don't want to get this golf club all wrapped around me like this. If you struggle getting the golf club too far inside, you can watch our video where we talk about creating the proper right arm structure in the golf swing. But from this position here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually work the golf club underneath and through. So it's going to work more underneath and through. So I'm really kind of feeling like I'm working that club to shallow. So to do that, what I have to do is I have to allow for my wrist to really release. So I'm releasing underneath. So when we do this and we go up and we bring it underneath, you can see I'm nice and shallow, but I'm trying to release and stay shallow through the motion there. Releasing and staying shallow through the motion. I'm not getting to this point here and letting the club head go out. That's where I'm losing the extension in my wrist. And now I have a lot of situations that don't work for me at impact. So once again, when we kind of think about creating a little bit more speed in your golf swing, getting the club to work around the hands is going to be a nice way to create some speed in the golf swing. Now the opposite is much easier for us to do, but my pressure is all staying on my right foot and my face would be really getting closed on me. So it's very easy to kind of figure out how to create that feeling through releasing underneath. And that's going to help you add quite a bit of speed to your golf swing this off-season. So in your pursuit of gaining some speed, whichever tool you decide to use, they all work very well for different things. So I'd say trying a little bit of time on each one is probably your best bet for figuring out where your golf swing really needs the most fine-tuning. But no matter which training device you use, every one of them is designed to move this end faster than this end. And that's the big takeaway in this. So getting that club head to move is really, really important. So we have to be able to get that golf club to release coming into the ball, which would mean to let go. A release would mean to let go. So the pressure in my hands is dropping considerably as I come into this ball and as I'm able to let go and release the energy that I created within my golf swing into the ball. So we hope you found this super helpful. If you have any questions about creating more speed through your release, let us know in the comment section and we'll get back to them as soon as we can. So thanks again, make sure to subscribe, and until next time, keep grinding.